social media, platforms where people show the best of themselves. You see people achieving in the 1%. You see people who reach the peak of sports, and it's something that you'll see on a daily basis, multiple times a day, and multiple people, to the point where you think it's normal to be like this. Anyone could run a 15-minute 5K. Anyone should be able to have an incredible physique, and it's easy to do. But that's just simply not the case. In chasing elite times, I cannot help but compare myself to people online that have incredible physiques and incredible times. And it's still something that I need to work on, which is how I see myself and how I compare myself to others. Because running is such a shared community, it's really hard to see what other people do and see what other people achieve. But it really is a sport where it's you versus you. So why is the stigma there? Why can't we help but compare ourselves to other people online? And how do we start appreciating our bodies more and actually seeing the journey that we're on and making that the most important part of our running stories? I'm a runner, I'm a dad, and I'm a teacher. And for the last 2 years, I've taken my 5K time from about 25 minutes to recently 17 minutes and 8 seconds. And not only has my times changed drastically, so has my body. So in today's workout, I'm taking you through a 14-kilometer easy. The goal of today is just to survive. Yesterday I did a brutal long run. One of the first times I've done a long run with a friend and actually incorporating tempo into the workout, which nearly killed me. So I'd done my regular 24-kilometer long run, but added in about an extra 7 kilometers of tempo in the middle of it, which was just horrific. And now I'm paying the price. So today I'm running somewhere a little bit different. I'm going to take you along. It's just going to be keeping moving and just getting the distance done. Today there really is no strength in my legs. I'm about halfway through, 7 kilometers in to this easy run, and it's just not feeling right. If my training's been quite intense, I can really feel it, and it has a massive impact on those longer runs. But for me, it's really important that my body gets used to running when it's tired. Up until a few years ago, I weighed 15.5 stone. I now weigh just under 11 stone. My body has gone through major changes in the last 2 years, and how I see myself in the last 2 years has changed massively, for good and for worse. Firstly, I'm really proud of the effort that I've put into becoming a runner. But two, I don't feel I look the same way that I see other people online, and this is something that's really hard to get my head around. I don't look like other influencers that runs way faster than me and looks way better than me. So then there comes that imposter syndrome. One of the major things, especially when getting into running, is the idea of being lighter means being better at the sport. If you look at elites, for example, a lot of them are very, very small. And in my mind, the smaller I am, the better I will be at running, which just isn't the case. What you should focus on is fueling yourself properly, doing the right training, and letting the times come to you, and letting your body adapt to the training you do, rather than just trying to change your body into something it's probably not supposed to be like, or trying to change your body in ways that it's not ready for and perhaps can't even handle. So last year I became quite ill. I lost a significant amount of weight, and the sad thing was I was almost kind of happy that I lost the weight, because in my mind that meant I'd have an easier time running. But actually that came to a real risk to my health, and it's something that I didn't take lightly enough, and actually was not a healthy perspective at all. And in the last year I've seen the importance of fueling, and the way that I've changed my outlook on my body is by thinking about my performance rather than how I look in the mirror. So when I say that I'm in peak shape, or when my body is at its best, isn't when I feel that I'm at the lightest on the scale, isn't when I feel that I'm at my leanest or I have the smallest amount of body fat. Actually, it's when I feel really fit, and it's when I feel really strong, and it's when I feel like my legs feel really good, and actually I have real pride in my body when it's running well. And normally that means I'm a little bit heavier. And actually it's changing my perspective to not think about the scale, it's to think about how I feel. And that's really changed how I look after my body. Running is a really amazing community, but it's also just you against you. And sometimes it's hard to remember that, especially when you see what's out there. But think about where you started and think about where you are now. It's not even being about better than yesterday. It's about just turning up and looking after your body and saying, you know what, I'm going to put that effort in today.